What's going on, people? We are back again with another video, and this one's all about Veronica and Jamal in this season of 90 Day Single Life. And you know what? This is going to be an interesting one, to be fair, because I remember last year, obviously, when these two first came on at the tell-all, and obviously Jamal was premiered as her new man. Well, at least at the time, he was premiered as her F-buddy, you know what I mean? But things seem to have progressed since then. So let's see exactly how their relationship is now compared to what it was like before. Let's get it.
About 9 months ago, I was posting a video on social media, and this guy slid into the DMs, and he was like, "It's the eyes for me." And that's how I met Jamal.
I always wondered how they connected. You know what I mean? I always wondered how it happened. And it was the cheeky old sliding in the DMs. Okay, I see you. Okay.
We were having so much fun, and we had such a great connection, and we decided that we're gonna give the exclusivity thing a try.
I mean, listen, I remember the tell-all when it came out that they were only F-buddies. Tim wasn't happy. Tim, wasn't happy about it at all, purely because throughout the whole season, and also at the same time, him knowing Veronica on a personal level, he knows that she's always desired to be with someone that wants to be with her completely. You know what I mean? Not someone that just wants to sleep with her, you know? So it was definitely a shock at the time to see that she had settled herself. But that's exactly what she had done, settling herself for somebody that only wants to sleep with her. But of course, things have progressed now, which is a good thing. But well, Tim does reappear again with some new concerns, given the fact that even though they are now secure, but what about this though? And that's something that we're going to get into, obviously, as we follow through these videos. But the thing that's better come up next though, for me, myself in particular, this is hella juicy. Let's get into it.
I'm definitely still concerned about what the future holds. He's not a great communicator, and that's the only way this is gonna work. Always get along together. It's just like the second you leave, you suck at communication. Back at all.
I do text back.
Like the next day.
I don't think we have to talk like 24/7. Because then it's like, what are we gonna keep talking about? Like, I'm not gonna like, what are you doing here all day? So more of a face-to-face.
All right, boom. Let's talk about this. Now, from a man's perspective, even from a woman's perspective, right? Let's be real. If you're not being that active on your phone, if you're talking to someone that you're with, someone who you're exclusive with, at least anyway, you're going to make sure that you're not always at your phone, but you're going to make sure that your communication levels are healthy. You're going to make sure that you interact with that person as much as you can. You will not leave it until the next day to reply to that person. Make that make sense. The only time people do that is if they're not that bothered about that person, and also at the same time if they're still got their eyes open for other people as well. You know what I mean? Doesn't necessarily mean that they are seeing other people at this moment in time, but it means that they are clearly still open to the idea of it. Because realistically, when it comes to a relationship, there's a certain level of respect that comes behind it. And one of those things is communication. And one of those things is to make sure you're always reassuring your person that, hey, I'm always here for you no matter what. And I mean, look at it this way. How do you build a relationship for something that becomes a marriage? You build it from showing that you're always going to be there for that person no matter what. You build it from making sure that when it comes to your communication, you always find a way to reply to them at any point in the day. It doesn't have to be like within the 1 minute. It doesn't even have to be within the first hour or 2 hours. As long as you obviously get back to that person at some point in the day to give them reassurance that yes, you are still breathing, yes, you are still alive, then it's happy days. Now, of course, I know there's other people in the world who need that consistent, like every 5 minutes, you must reply quick, which is very draining and very toxic. So let's not, yeah, that one ain't for me personally. But at the end of the day, if you're dealing with somebody that's willing to only text back the next day, yeah, that's a red flag. That is a problem because it will show me personally how invested that person is. And let's be real, people that are not that bothered and not that invested in you will happily either one, not text you back into the next day, or two, not text back at all and wait for you to text them again. And in fact, these are the same people that will never give you a good morning or good night or whatever. They won't ever check up on you midday and say, hey, how you doing? Are you okay? You know what I mean? So really and truly, Jamal's attitude, if you ask me personally, because he lacks the ability to give reassurance, it tells me one thing: he's just not that into her. But hey, let's continue with his excuse.
You all day. So more of a face-to-face kind of person. That's always been my vibe. Like when we're here, we're here. But Veronica takes it personally when I'm not available to her.
I don't know the dynamics of their relationship. I really don't know how deep it is, right? But to say that you're more of a face-to-face person is hella stupid. I mean, for me personally, I am more of a face-to-face person. I am better in person than I am over text, than I am over 1000%. But I will always make sure that I make the efforts to text you. You know that I'm alive. You know what I mean? So you know that I've got your back. You know what I mean? I may not be the best in terms of making conversations via texting. You know what I mean? I am rather blunt. What can I say? You know what I mean? I may not be the best to make conversations when it comes to texting, and may not be the best. Maybe, I don't know, phone calls I'm not too bad, but I may not be the best in that area. Do you know what I mean? Because for me, I'm a vibe person. I'm around you, I can talk about anything. You know what I mean? I can vibe with your energy. You vibe with my energy. You know what I mean? All that kind of stuff. So I do relate to that, but I would never use as an excuse to why I'm not messaging you back into the next day, of why I'm not making your priority in my life. if you're my girl, I'm gonna make you a priority. You know what I mean? I'm gonna make sure in that day I'm gonna get back to you at some point, 100%. There's no way I'm gonna go to bed without letting you know that I'm home safe or everything's okay or whatever. You see what I'm saying? That makes sense. Come on, man. It's called reassurance. But Jamal now, this part I didn't put into the clip, but he goes on to say that he thinks that maybe this is a part of Veronica's insecurity.
Of her overthinking, like, oh, he just doesn't care to talk to me. But that's never been the case.
And that's where he adds on after saying the whole insecurity part. Now, listen, to be honest with you, yes, there are some people in this world who do have a certain level of insecurity, 100%. You know, I'm not going to disagree with that. You know what I mean? There's people that do have that ability. No, sorry, that do have that unfortunate situation of being insecure. Make sure, sorry, my face gets a bit dry. I think I got condition, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, with that being said, though, to use an insecurity as an excuse towards it wasn't fair. Because for me personally, I don't see it as insecurity. The fact is, she's in a stage in her life where she's finally got you as her man, and all she wants to do is get to know you more and more. All she wants to do is make sure that, you know, the connection is always staying strong. She just wants to feel reassured that, hey, we are in a good place. You know, we're not on a bad place. She wants to be reassured that we are not drifting apart and we are just either in the same place or we're getting closer together. You know what I'm saying? So he can slap in insecurity all he likes. That's just BS. Her attitude doesn't show any signs of insecurity. Not based on what I'm seeing anyway, but we continue.
That Jamal and I were in an exclusive relationship. At first, Tim was really, frankly, confused.
He like lives at home. He doesn't have a job right now.
You dated girls who haven't had jobs, who haven't had homes.
Yeah, but that's completely different. Men don't care about money and career.
Exactly.
Because I'm willing to take care of her. You're not willing to take care of him.
No, but
exactly. So
but he's not asking me to take care of him.
Well, not yet.
Okay. So little do you know it, Jamal doesn't even have a job. Now that was quite interesting. I didn't see that one coming. I really did not see that one coming one bit. So I mean, listen, Tim makes fair points. You know what I mean? Like I said before, Tim had an issue with her just sleeping with him. Now, of course, he's raising some points about her now, given the fact that she's with somebody that, you know, doesn't even have a job. And listen, this isn't a case of saying that Jamal's always going to be jobless. Let's not sit here and act as if like that's the case. Of course, he's going to find work at some point. You know what I mean? But I do understand what Tim's trying to say. Tim is trying to reassure his friend, or at least bring back expectations that she pretty much originally told him anyway in private. And I can imagine those expectations would be, you know, I want a guy who's obviously got a job, who can hold himself down, but also at the same time, you know, come into my life and we can bond together, all that kind of stuff. Not a guy that's going to come in my life and then I have to mother him. So, I mean, she's already a mother, do you know what I mean? So I can understand Tim trying to look out for her in this perspective. You see what I'm saying, okay? And at the end of the day, it is quite wild that last season, Veronica legit put herself in a position where she was like, I want a man to be with me, but then ended up with a guy who wanted to sleep with her. But then fast forward to now, she's in a situation where she's with the same guy now who wants to be with her, but she still put herself in the same position where she's allowing certain things to slide. She allowed it to slide to begin with by just sleeping with him, and now she's letting other things slide. It's like, the more you let things slide, the worse it's only going to get for you. Veronica has to be thinking about herself in this situation, rather than thinking about what her coochie wants, okay? And how good he looks. She needs to be thinking about what's best for her in the long run. Being with somebody that doesn't communicate with you the way you want him to communicate, is that a good thing? No, that's already a red flag for you anyway, okay? Being with somebody from the get-go didn't even want to commit to you anyway, again, that's another red flag. Being with someone that you're now committed with, but, you know, he doesn't necessarily come with certain reassurances or one, communication, two, responsibility. Three, from what I understand, also lives at home with his mum as well. So really and truly, when you're looking at if you're looking at on paper, Jamal does not fit the bill to what Veronica said that she wanted last season. He does not fit the bill one bit. She is 100% in this whole situation settling her own standard. You know, that is just the grand scheme of it, really and truly. Because in this situation, Jamal has nothing to lose. He has everything to gain from the situation. That's how we look at it. You know what I mean? Tell me otherwise, but in their relationship, he's got things to gain. She's got things to lose. Okay? Not to that deep level, but I'm just saying if you're looking at it that way. Really and truly in a relationship, you should both be in a stage where you both you're both in a position to gain, not one or the other. These two are not in that position. But hey, we'll leave it as that. You guys let me know exactly what you're thinking down below and we can talk about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.